Hello everyone, it is the Day J and I'm back with another video. Thank you so much for being here and showing up to another one of my videos. And if you are new here, thanks for clicking on this video and joining the vibe of my channel. If you have not checked out my last video that has been uploaded to my channel, I highly recommend, because it was actually my first podcast episode that I didn't actually plan it to be my first podcast episode. I was actually just filming it as a regular YouTube video. Then the vibes kind of ended up being how I wanted my podcast to be. And I'm like, this is my first podcast episode. So yeah, if you go check that out, it's the last video uploaded. It's all about updates to my channel, personal updates in my life, and how I'm going about life from now on as far as like health and wellness and personal development. Because in the last few months since I've talked to you guys, I have changed drastically, and I'm not just saying that, I've actually changed a lot. So go check out that video, catch the vibes. I'll have another episode uploaded next week. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the truth about forming healthy habits, especially for people like us. Now, you guys may not know, but on this channel I like to focus on speaking to people who come from similar backgrounds as me, who come from difficult upbringings, who are living out some of the side effects of that in their life today. And one of the side effects of that is the difficulty to form healthy habits. And I'm here to tell you guys the real truth and the nitty-gritty about forming habits when for so long you have been doing unhealthy habits. I feel like we as a human race, especially in today's society, we're always trying to get to the next best version of ourselves. We're always trying to level up and glow up, as we say, whether that's physically or psychologically, like mentally glowing up, like getting smarter, or learning new things, right? And I'm sure you have come across one of these videos on the internet telling you how you can glow up, especially physically. There's a lot of those videos online, like there's no doubt that you've come across them. I do have a critique for a lot of those videos though. I think that a lot of these videos don't touch on how difficult it actually can be to form new habits. A lot of them kind of just go through the video as if you just do something once and it's a habit, when that's really not the case, especially for people who come from a background of not doing healthy habits. Their family doesn't do healthy habits, and so it kind of just is an intergenerational problem, especially when those habits are formed from seeing older people or even your caregivers, people that you look up to, do these habits. So they inevitably become the normal for you, even if you know that they're not necessarily the healthiest things that you could be doing. They're just very normal and embedded in you, like they are normal because you've seen people all around you growing up doing these things. And also, by the way, if you see me looking down, I have my iPad down here with my notes so I can stay on track for the video, because I definitely tend to ramble, which is why I have a podcast. Anyways, I will say another critique about these videos, and I want to make it very clear, I'm not saying all the videos across the board, I'm not saying all the videos across the board whatsoever, but I'm saying a lot of the videos I have seen really gives the people who are creating this video, it really gives that they came from stable backgrounds. And who am I to assume, right? Because someone can look at my channel or the videos that I create and assume that I come from a stable background, right? Because you can't look at somebody and judge that, and that's totally not fair. But it's really just the vibe for me, especially being someone that comes from a background like that. I kind of know and get the vibe when someone does too as well, right? Does that, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I just want to be clear that like I don't like to judge people based on how they look or like how they talk or anything like that. That's definitely not what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say that. And I want to be fair, some of these videos that I've watched, they have been from YouTubers and other platform creators that I have watched for a long time, and I've seen how they've lived their life. And so I want to make that part very clear as well, that I do not know personally, but I am very familiar with a lot of these creators that are creating these videos. And for people like me and you who come from difficult backgrounds, those videos aren't going to be much of a help to us. They can be very inspiring and maybe even motivational, but I think if you try to apply a lot of those tips regarding habits in those videos, I think you unfortunately will inevitably fail because you don't have these core understandings behind, you know, trying to form new habits. And so we're going to get into that. Before we get into that, I just want to give a few examples of how I've gotten comfortable doing these unhealthy habits, and now I'm facing the consequences, right? So for me, I grew up all my life. My mom would cook dinner for us, right? And it was always delicious. She was a great cook, but it wouldn't be the most nutritious food. It would be very, you know, calorie dense, greasy, a lot of carbs. It's always like fried chicken, pasta, starchy mashed potatoes that are in the bag, like that come in the bag. Not fresh produce, the produce that's coming out of the can. Just these little things that I've picked up on and I now do today, and it's kind of like the normal for me, but I now realize that I need to be eating healthier to like actually fuel my body. Another example is growing up literally not seeing anyone in my family work out. My sister and I did play sports growing up, but my parents didn't. They weren't active people. They kind of just went to work, and when they were at home, they were just at home, you know, watching TV or, you know, cleaning the house, but not intentionally trying to move their body for the benefits of moving your body. And so growing up seeing that, I wasn't prioritizing movement and exercise, and I didn't even know that movement and exercise is like vital to your health. But now I know that, and the consequences that I'm facing from that is just like, you know, when it comes to running, I can't run very long. I will literally pass out and run out of breath. So just little small examples like that, that have kind of set me back, in regards to the habits that I have, right? So let's get into my core tips, and these are very, very embedded in my beliefs that you have to have these things in order to form new healthy habits when you come from a background of doing unhealthy habits for so long. So number one is to start small. Please start small. I feel like a lot of people say this. Not everyone says it, but a lot of people say that with anything, to start small, whether that's working out or starting to learn a new topic. Like, start small, don't overwhelm yourself, especially when it comes to forming new habits, because you know what, sometimes these things are genetic. Sometimes your addiction to sugar stems from your genetics, and that is true. And I think it's important to acknowledge that, but I don't think that's an excuse to continue to, you know, overly indulge in sweet foods, right? So yes, you guys, start small with anything you're trying to do. Like for me right now, I am trying to start working out consistently, and at first I wanted to do 4 days a week, right? I see, you know, a lot of the people that have been working out for a long time, they work out 5 to 7 days a week. So I'm like, okay, let's do 4 days a week. And I started at 4 and I did 1 a week and I fell off. And I just noticed that I needed to start even smaller. And so now I'm doing 2 to 3 days a week. 3 days on a good week when I have, you know, the extra time and whatnot. But 2 to 3 days, that's all I tell myself that I have to do. And it really has helped me be more consistent. And the more consistent I am, the more I show myself that I can do it, and the more that inspires me and motivates me to do more, if that makes sense. Tip number 2 is to have good self-talk, and you have to reframe your mindset on these habits. So for example, reframing your mindset on a habit could look like working out. Let's say you don't like working out because it's time consuming and you just feel like you don't have the time to prioritize it in your day. You can reframe your mindset and really pull out the facts about working out and say that if I give myself the time of day to go and work out, I will then inevitably have more energy to I would have more energy to put on other things in my life, right? Because working out, actually, what a lot of people don't know is that if you do work out, especially on a consistent basis, over time you will see that you actually have more energy throughout the day. So if you can understand that and reframe your mindset about working out, I think that that would be a big help. Another thing for me is that a couple years ago when I first started, well, a few years ago when I first started getting into like working out and whatnot, I would only work out to see results. I would only work out to lose weight or to, get stronger arms or legs. But now I genuinely work out because I understand that it helps my health overall. Yes, it might make me look more toned and lose fat, but that's not what I'm working out for. Now I'm working out for the longevity of me, and understanding all of the benefits of working out, I think really helps me get up even on those days when I don't feel like it. I understand that it's going to make me feel better, and it's going to make my body just stand the test of time for even longer, right? Tip number 3 is planning ahead so that doing the actual habit is easier. So this is what I mean. Setting out your work clothes the night before so that when you get up in the morning, you just have to throw them on. Another example could be making sure that you have veggies chopped up so that you can just easily add them into your meal. Like doing, chopping up veggies in the beginning of the week so that you have them ready to go. When you are making your meals, you can just add a veggie really quickly. So planning ahead really has helped me with those two things in like specifically. But I think planning ahead also just alleviates anxiety, and it helps you have more brain capacity for other things, right? I think that it allows you to just free up brain space and be a better you in the moment. And so that's why I highly recommend planning ahead, because it helps you in the moment a lot, but it also helps you in the future when you actually go and do that habit, right? Because you planned it out. You don't have to think about it as much anymore. You know what you're going to do. You know what the plan is. Anxiety is gone. Tip number 4 that I highly recommend to form new habits is to forget the all or nothing mindset. Please. This mindset has robbed me of my growth for I don't know how long, and this year I have finally been fed up with it. Kind of relating to the habit of starting small, relating it to working out, I would say if I do not go and work out 4 days a week, there is no point of me working out. That is just not true. Like logically, that is not true. If you work out 2 days a week, that's better than working out 0 times a week. If you go to the gym and you don't feel like doing your entire workout routine, just do half of it and see how you feel after you do half of it. I've even gotten so like forgotten the all or nothing mindset to the point where I will put on my gym clothes and walk down to the gym in my apartment building and just stand there and look at myself in the mirror and leave. I have literally done that. Just showing myself that I can get up and get down there is like the biggest thing. But honestly, on that day specifically, I just realized I wasn't feeling it. But 9 times out of 10, I will, like when I don't feel like it, I will still put on my gym clothes. I will still go down to the gym. And I will quickly realize that that was the hardest part. The hardest part was getting there. And now I just have to do the thing. And so that's what I mean by forgetting the all or nothing mindset. With cooking, I told myself, like, you have to have all the nutrients, all the micronutrients and all of that included in every meal. Girl, no you don't. No you don't. Who really even has the time to do that anyways? Like, that's the thing. Like, especially for people like us, right? I grew up most of my life eating a lot of junk and a lot of fatty, greasy foods with little to no nutrients. So what makes me think that I'm gonna go to a full-blown, fully balanced diet? Like, that's just unrealistic. You have to start small, like the first tip, and forget that mindset of having to do all of it or dropping it, because that's what's robbing you of your growth and your progress, and that's what's robbing you of reaching the best version of you. I promise you. So yes. And last but not least, tip number 5 is to keep a habit tracker and or planner. If you're going to use a habit tracker, write down all of your daily habits. I would recommend only inputting the habits that you would do every single day, and just checking off when after you do that habit, because then that shows your brain that you're doing it, and it's going to motivate you to continue doing it, if that makes sense. Now for a planner, I would just recommend, like, for me, I use my planner to just plan out my week. I put down like the most important things in my week that I need to remember, and with that I will include the habits that I'm wanting to implement into my life. And again, after I do that habit, I will just check it off, and that way when I just go back to look at the past weeks and whatnot, I can see that I've been doing it. I can see that I've been consistent. That will make me very proud. That will make me very proud of me, and then therefore will drive me to do it even more, if that makes sense to you guys. It's kind of like it's just kind of a brain thing for me. I have a bonus tip for you guys. I would also recommend rewarding yourself after a certain amount of time of consistently doing a habit or habits. So for example, let's say you've been working out 2 to 3 times a week for a month. At the end of that month, maybe take yourself out to dinner or buy yourself something nice, right? I just think rewarding yourself for even the smallest of things helps you just continue going, and it makes you proud of yourself, and it makes it shows yourself that you're acknowledging yourself. I think we forget to do that a lot of times. Like, we congratulate our friends, and we want to celebrate our friends, and we want to acknowledge their accomplishments, but we don't always do that for ourselves. And I think that's very important on a neurological level, but also just on a confidence level. I think it helps boost your confidence, and it shows yourself that you show up for you, and I think that's the ultimate most important thing. But that's all I have for you guys. Those are the best tips I have for forming new healthy habits when coming from a difficult upbringing, especially an upbringing where you didn't see people doing healthy habits around you, and so unhealthy habits became your normal. These tips are very specific to those people, and I really hope they were helpful. Is that I am giving tips from a perspective of someone who didn't have the best upbringing and who didn't have role models around them. And so from experience, I want to give you guys tips and advice to just live a better life and be a better you, even though you didn't have the best circumstances growing up. And yeah, I would have loved to have someone like me on YouTube to watch when I was young, or I just wish there were more people on YouTube being more transparent about different perspectives and different aspects of life and whatnot. And I just want to be that person to be like a mom or an auntie or even an older sister to people who are struggling or who have struggled in the past and who want to be the best version of themselves and be successful and all of that, right? And so that's what I'm here for. I post about professional development, fashion and styling, mental health and wellness, and some vlogs here and there as well. So I hope you guys will stick around on my channel to see my new and upcoming videos. They're going to be great and very informing and interesting, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next podcast episode. Thank you for watching. Bye. When I say they shoot, show me room. Like my bitches, they come in too. That's my role. You're so full. If you think that you're bull, but it's not to me like glue.